Today is June 1st, 2026. Last few days has been bad, and I work midnights. And outside my work, I either have good or bad outside saying crap here and there. Okay? Then I have people saying crap when I go to stores. Now, this is how ridiculous this is. Okay? Now, I want the ridiculousness of this and how stupid. See, I'm not talking about anybody disabled. Heavens no. Those are precious people that should be protected, okay? And loved and understood. I'm talking about grown-ass adults with normal IQs that choose to act stupid in public because some drug dealer offers them money and they want to harass a rape victim. Those are the ones I am insulting. They're grown-ass normal people that harass people and teach their children to harass rape victims for a drug scam. Those are the ones I insult. Because they know better. And they ought to be ashamed. And would they like them to do this to them? Would they like to be the rape victim being tormented day and night? Would you? By the rapist? The human traffickers? The drug cartel? Would you like to be tormented by low-life people with normal IQs? Even teaching their children to mock rape victims that their drug dealers are running a scam on. They ought to be ashamed. I told you in 2018, I was in Walmart 62. They said, bring in the other John for us to get away with this. This guy walked by. He was several inches bigger than my son John. He was thicker. He's more muscular. Put his nose up in there and walked by. I thought, you do look like my son. And now we can get away with this. Right in front of police and fence. Okay? Where last June 13th, 14th, they said they had some other guy impersonate John, asking people to kill me. My son would never do that. He wasn't in it with Dave and his crack-headed girlfriend and her friends having his mother drugged, beaten, raped in her own home. Drugged up and told to say stuff and Photoshop washing by rapist. He wasn't part of it. He said on Thanksgiving of 18 that no one could ever say anything bad about me, that his ex-wife Melissa would have her kids and her church people make up stuff, but don't worry about it, Mom. Nobody could say anything bad about you. Says it several times that no one could ever say anything bad about you. He, July 26, 25, Walmart 62, between 8 and 10 in the morning, an investigator from 18 come in, where a couple got smart with me. These people are not mentally handicapped. They're just evil. Harassing a rape victim that a drug dealer is running a con on. They got smart with me, so I went off. I'd like to eat my breakfast in peace without somebody making fun of me for a rapist running a drug scam on me. Okay? I went off. I went over to Walmart 62 between 8 and 10 in the morning. Investigator from 18 came in. I told that couple never to say a word to her ever again. I interviewed John years ago, 18. Said nothing bad ever happened to him. He wasn't part of it. And then, 19 or 20? He asked me when he went to go get custody of the kids again, Mom, will you be a reliable name to be on a court record? To watch Kenzie Carrington and I said, John, I don't get off my first job, let alone my second job. I barely make it now. He's pleading with me. If you're not that reliable name on a court record to watch my kids, I'll lose custody. I said, John, I'll lose my apartment. He's like, but Mom, if you're not that reliable name and I can't use you, I can lose my kids. I said, I'll lose my apartment. I am so sorry. And it's like clenching into my heart. I only made $10 an hour at my one job. I didn't get off the first one, let alone the second one. I was working day and night just to survive. At one point, I said, I can't afford it. I won't be able to afford my apartment. But Mom, these are my kids. And he's pleading and my heart's wrenching. I said, John, I am sorry. I can't help you. He lost his kids. He moved to Florida years ago. Met this new woman. Married her. They started their own church. They have a baby. He's happier than he's ever been. Had to get out of that horrible situation with his ex-wife. And had a cult. I feel horrible. He lost his first set of kids. But she can't torment him down there. You know? He wasn't part of it. And then you got to think, where Saturday, I went to Katana's. And some woman with her idiot children. An attorney had John verify it before. Some lady was so mad, said, what would you verify? You're part of a drug beat and rape? And she yelled at him. Okay? They even went to Dr. Haven's office. He's still open after 50 years. From 1984 to 2002 was a kid's pediatrician. Seen him for the yearly checkup and 3 or 4 times a year for colds, flus, bronchitis, whatever. And since they seen him since they were born, he was like an old family friend. They go in, look at him, smile great big, and talk his ear off. They're still chatterboxes. They should have been girls. Normal, happy children. And he told investigators that he's seen them all those times for all those years, and there was never any sign of any abuse and no neglect. And they were very well taken care of. And yes, you can tell if someone's being abused. They look down, they look away, they're quiet, they're withdrawn. My kids will look them right in the eye, laugh, and talk their ear off. They still will to people. And see, that's where these people, that's where what? What day are we going to go to this month? What was that, May 24th, 26th? Myers, North Main. Guy goes to walk in before me and Carl. He's tall. Looks like John. Well, he's also got a white girl with black hair with him. I said, see that guy that looks like John? I said, that's sort of like what the other guy looked like. He was similar. And he said, he does look like that picture of your son. Okay. We go in, and we're both looking around the fruits and veggies. He goes off his way. The guy walks up to me. He said, how did it go years ago? Oh, yeah. Where the guy snubbed me when he walked by. The one that looked like him. Bring the other John in. The girl picks up her phone and said, how stupid were these people bringing in the pretend John in front of the police and the FBI? And for the pretend John to verify everything. They knew the whole thing was a scam on her. Okay? Oh, they were making fun of her for Agent John stealing her money. See, that's a big loophole. I didn't get paid. Okay? So then the 25th, well, that day earlier, some lady came up at Walmart 62 and threatened me. You lose your husband, I'll make sure you have nobody like this. It's like, shut up, bitch. I didn't even turn around and respond. I didn't want to upset Carl. Walks off real quick because she's a coward. We're by the cooking section. Gotta find out who she is. Okay, well, the next day I'm in there, and they're in there. We don't want to spoil a little brat like her to have nothing. I see Strange called me a spoiled little brat nobody liked in his church. I'm not a spoiled little brat and a person like her. You want to hear about a person like me? Well, you know what? You're not even good enough to meet me, and you can kiss my fucking ass. When Dave threatened to kill my children, I laid my life down. And I was helping the FBI get information on these people. Well, I'm getting raped, tortured, skull bashed in, almost shot driving, faced 6 stalkers, drugged till I lost 70 pounds. They induced vomiting till my stomach shifted on my ribs. I'm beat with internal injuries. They beat me in my stomach till they almost ruptured my intestines. I have large pouching. I have a damaged ribcage, a damaged shoulder. I was stabbed in the neck, beaten, raped, and left for dead, and bashed in the back of the head. I have a dent the size of a hammer in the back of my head. Had a concussion and signs of it for, 2 or 3 years. I lost part of my sight right away. Or not part of it, but my eyesight got really bad after that, and worse and worse. And now I have fast-growing cataracts coming forward, which is caused by a back of a head injury, and I need eye surgery. I stutter now when I get upset. I should be dead, and it's by the grace of God. Was almost shot in the head driving, had to hide on a shooting night, faced 6 stalkers. Someone almost shot me in the head driving. I was raped. I was tortured. I was human trafficked. Someone like me that lived through that hell so they could get information to stop these people when Dave threatened to kill everyone. And while the investigators went after the cartel, and they got thousands of them that were connected to them, saved hundreds of lives. Most people win awards. You're not good enough to meet me. Someone like me. You know what you are? You're an extortionist and a human trafficker running a drug scam on someone. I was found innocent of everything in 18. Okay? By May 26th, 27th, Walmart 62, people show up. That lady that thought she could steal everything from her, see, a thief is doing this. A thief. An extortionist. Said not to say a word. They verified that they were using the pretend John to verify everything for him. And it's all out. Not to say a word. Oh, that was Walmart 62. So we got Myers, North Main, and North Canton. Now we got Walmart 62. Oh. So what leads to May 30th, 2026? Up in where? Medina. Medina Auto Mall. Go to walk in the back. There's that Indian guy that he's been following me several times. Seen him several times around me through the case. He's on the phone. He said there's no reason to kill her at this point. There's no reason to kill her right now. He said they already verified they used the pretend John to verify everything. Okay? I just look at him. It's like, don't even threaten my life at this point. You ever been tortured? I'm past that. You're scaring me with that. You want to just threaten me? I'm past that. I'm past that. I go in to use the bathroom. There's an older couple. The other guy's gone. Said there was a guy in here threatening her life. She didn't even say anything to him. Okay. There's a lady with little kids. They're outside. We all know they use the pretend John to verify him. None of this is funny. They sold a login in 18. If you don't have the login, it is very rare. And they send it out in emails, I heard. So, what happened on May 31st, 26? I'm in Bell Store. Oh. There's all kinds of people. Some girls are in there. I wish that guy would stop having him say stuff to her. We all know they photoshopped everything. Another guy came in. I heard there was some guy that's been stalking Karen and before. And he had threatened to kill her. Well, what else did he hear? What else did he hear, bitch? They used a pretend John to verify him. Okay? Then this other lady, while I'm going around shopping, came in. I'm working with the FBI. They won't say anything to her because she's wayward with herself. How can she even say that with a straight face? The Photoshop of washing in the shower. Okay? Mm? And how they bought the farm next to my son. And they were going to take everything from me and make sure that I got nothing. And I mean the onslaught. Mm-hmm. And you tell your friends to yell stuff at her. We don't want a person like her around. A rape victim, a human trafficking victim. The human traffickers ran a scam on, and you're one of them. Mm-hmm. Oh, let's see. June 1st is today. You know what happened today? I was in that Bell store again. I was also in Dollar General in Delaware. You know, I love my husband. We were friends. We were friends for 2 years before we started dating. And then we dated for about 9 months before we got married, and we been married a year and about 3 months, 2 or 3 months. So, I mean, we know each other really good. He told my one neighbor today, he said, I love Karen. He said, she's the only one that's ever treated me like a real human being. His other 2 wives didn't care. He had healthy food, nice clothing, nice shoes. And that second wife, that Brenda, she would spend his paycheck before he got home. And he would have to take as little as $9 on the road and be gone for a week. He said he'd work overtime so that Joy would give him extra money so that he'd have food money to eat when he was on the road. He said he's never had it so good. He tells everybody that. Well, I told you my son bought that farm to where they incited his son Rick that they'd steal everything from him. Oh, that's another thing that lady was saying it. Yeah, on the 31st. That it's not right. We wanted his family, those children, to get everything. It wasn't theirs. It wasn't theirs. See, that's where the point. You can't just rob your parent. You can't just steal from somebody else because you want it. You are not entitled. And see where they told them that they could steal everything for them and they could do that. They don't have the right to steal from other people. It's extortion. Terrorizing somebody out of their home. They don't have the right to do this. They don't have rights. Where do people think they have the right to terrorize somebody out of their home or their farm or their money or their land or what they own or just steal from them? Or run scams on them or rape them or drug them up and tell them to say stuff or Photoshop stuff in their little Peking Tom tapes? Huh? Where do people think they have the right to be little mobsters in this area? What's wrong with you? See, this is where I get to the point and I call these people fucking retards. It's not that they're, heaven forbid, I would never insult a disabled person. But the people that are grown with normal mentality and know better and show up and bring their kids to make fun of a rape victim that the drug dealers are running a scam on, I can't swear at them enough. I mean, you could have Tourette's and say every dirty word in the book at these people because they know better and they're grown and they have normal mentality and they're acting insane. And they ought to be ashamed. See, today, June 1st, 2026. somebody showed up. We heard Dave's ex-girlfriend. Her family bought that farm next to Danny. And then she said she's watching his son. I know. They're stuck on my kid. They're talking about down in Delray. Some girls were laughing and said, it's funny how she talks to her husband. Somebody tried to say it was abuse. We're friends. We were friends. We were friends before we dated and before we got married. And I have the sweetest, kindest husband in the world. He had been horribly abused by his second wife and her kids, beat, sexually assaulted, robbed, and lived in fear. And after what I lived through, we needed each other, and we were the perfect people that needed to hold on to each other. And we helped each other heal. He tells everybody I'm his angel. Today, where my son bought that farm so he could go down and mow his hay, it makes him happy. He was in his family. His father owned it. Bought it when he was 4. Okay? His brother, after his father died, he owned this one side of the fields. He sold it years ago. His part. So the only one that owned any part of the farm was Carl. And then his brother died, and he had already sold his part. Okay? So the only person that owned that farm was Carl. It's Carl's. And then after we got married, he put me on the deed. It was mine and Carl's. We're married. His grown children, these people telling him that he could threaten to kill him. Carl and his oldest son got into it so bad. He threatened to bash his head in and kill him. He threatened to bash my head in. Carl said he threatened to slit my throat. He was going to kill me, and they started screaming, "Don't you threaten to kill my wife? Don't you threaten to kill me? I'll take that farm from you. I'll kill you both." And I guess it got so ugly, Carl's told him, he said, "I never want to ever talk to you again, and you are no longer my son. You threaten my life. Think that you can steal from me?" Here he's down at the farm when this happened. He come home from the farm stomping. I said, "What on earth?" He said, "He threatened to kill us both to take that farm from me. He will not threaten to kill you, and he will not threaten to kill me, and think he can steal from me by threatening to kill both of us. He is no longer my son, and I never want to lay my eyes on him again for him threatening my life." He went into our walk-in closet, got out the spin, sat on the floor, and I said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm ripping every picture up of him, and I never want to lay my eyes on him again. He was telling me how he was going to kill both of us to take that farm from me. He gets nothing." Okay. He said, "And I never want to lay my eyes on him again for him threatening to kill both of us." I told you we had it set up that when Carl passed, his son would have got a portion of the farm, along with his daughter Audrey. Brenda's kids that beat on Carl admitted in a court September 10th, 25. They almost beat him to death before when they were angry. Deb sexually assaulting him out in the courthouse hallway afterwards. I have over 60 grand in checks. They never paid him back. And Carl started opening up how bad he got beat during that marriage. If he didn't, Brenda got mad at him, had her kids, her grown kids beat on him. He lived in horror. And he survived it. And how they took all his money. If he didn't give it to him, they'd beat it out of him. So, he lived in fear. He don't want to ever see them. They're not his kids. They're Jim and Brenda's. The one, 2 of them was 14 and 15. The other one was 26, grown on her own. There are other people's children beating on him. He's only 5'3", 130 pounds. And this makes me sick when people that abuse people and then other people incite them to kill and destroy, and that they have the right to steal from them. Today, I heard somebody saying someone's going around saying a person like her. a person like me. Yesterday we were down at the farm. Carl was mowing hay. Oh, he's like in heaven. He's out on that tractor like he always was. And mowing. Oh, that's another thing that girl said yesterday in the Bell store. Made me sick, that old man running around on that tractor. His kid should have got it. They're not getting a damn dime. And that's his tractor, and that used to be his farm. And my son only bought it to put up gates and then to stop his son from coming on that farm. So Carl could go down and ride his tractor without being threatened or killed. Locked it down. Well, okay. Carl is a farmer since he was born. He served in the military, was a long-distance truck driver, but still a farmer. Okay? Last year, I was talking to his attorney, Kathy Stoneman, down in Carrollton. She's the mayor's wife. And Carl was too. And she said, Carl, as you get older, you're not going to be able to do as much. He said, I don't know what you're talking about. I am more than capable to run those tractor. I can bale 80-pound bales of hay. And he said, and I can just do as much as I used to do. What do you mean, slow down? She started laughing. She tried to do it again, say it again, and he wouldn't hear it. He did 300 bales of hay in 2 weeks. 80-pound bales. Mowed it, baled it. Yeah. Okay. Last year, after we were married, it was a really hot summer. So he would go down early in the morning and be done by noon. So I told him, I said, I don't want you having a heat stroke. I don't want to be a widow. I love you, and you need to start. And once we got together, I made healthy foods. I got his A1C from a 9.9 to 7.7. His average sugar was 350. It's under 200 now. And so we have a rule. When he's out mowing hay, every hour he has to stop. He has a sugar meter on him. He has to recheck it. He has to keep water on him. He has to drink more juice. And then at least on the next hour, he has to take a 15-minute break. Sit down, cool, get in the air conditioning for 15, 20 minutes, eat something, hydrate, and then we'll decide if we're going to do any more. I love my husband. I don't want him to die. I had him sit down, and I got him something cold to drink. He went to go mess up with something. I said, sit down. I said, you need to cool down your body temperature. You've been out. It's not like it's strenuous. You're just riding around on a tractor, but he's exposed to heat. He needs to sit down and rest and rehydrate. And he went to get up. I said, sit your old ass down. We have rules. He said, you said the O word. I just started laughing at him. I said, Carl, I said, I need to go to the bathroom and I need to go to Dollar General. You need to take me. So he'd ride in the air conditioning in the truck, went down there, and because he'd been riding around on the tractor and walking around the farm, his sugar was starting to go, well, it was still decent, but not bad. But I went ahead and bought those drumstick ice cream, and I figured it's not going to hurt anything at this point. Oh, he was so happy eating one of those. And I bought like the little peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, bought him some zero sugar Gatorade waters, and we sat down and talked for a while. Have him rehydrate, do this, do that, and then he has to go mess with something else on that farm. And he is in his element of his happy spot. He told me, he said, I couldn't bear the thought of never seeing that place again. Now think of this stupid bitch. And then they said, some ladies down here said she has to keep an eye on her. She's stalking me. And like they said, Dave's ex-girlfriend's family's down here stalking her son. Yep. Need to find out who bought Mohauser's farm next to Carl's. Because of where they said Will wanted Carl's farm, and that Michelle said she wanted Carl's farm because she liked it, and Dave's ex-girlfriend. And find out who bought it. because that lady said it was her. And she's stalking my son, and she was trying to steal from my husband. And she runs around a person like her. What, a rape victim? See, that's where Officer Mark in August of 23 on a Tuesday between noon and 2, it's documented, verified, she was framed before. And it was a drug cartel in her home before. That's where, what was it, May 26, 24, Myers, North Maine. The police had told the people in there that worked my case, it's ridiculous for anyone to insult her. She almost died to save children. They always knew she was drugged and told to say it before. And the tape I weared with yourself is nothing but photoshopped a washing in the shower. And the whole thing was just a scam. It's ridiculous for anybody to insult her. She almost died to save everyone. See, today in Dollar General, some kids were laughing. We've been listening to how she talks to her husband. Some guys try to act like she was abusive. She's not abusive. She actually cares for him. She overdoes for him, and she takes really good care of him. He won't listen to her. He's an old farmer, so she has to joke rough with him. And they're just joking. You can hear them both laughing. She's not abusive. No, they're lying. Never be abusive at all. I love him to death. And I protect him from people. See, that's where Jen said, you know what? That his son Rick and those people, they can't wrap it around their mind. They can't hurt him anymore. They can't wrap it around their mind. They can't destroy him and rob him. And that somebody would dare stand up to him and stop him. See, that's where Kathy Stoneman said the new sheriff's in town. The free ATM ends. And she looked at Carl, said, your wife's in here now. And they're going to have to go through her. Okay. Somebody else said, we were listening to, we read what she wrote when I uploaded it on my Facebook account. And I did that statement. What is a jail sentence? For an FBI agent that tells an informant, if they say anything, they do not get their informant money. It's blackmail. It is extortion of the government, tampering with a witness, tampering with evidence, and it is depriving someone of their constitutional rights, the freedom of speech. And just the depriving of a constitutional right is 10 years. Without the other 20. There's a whole list. What is a jail sentence? Where they made it up, they had a judge's friend sign it for an FBI agent that said that to an informant. The judge would look at those sentences too. It's federal prison. They are not above criminal prosecution. Where they always said no judge could sign it. He was only bullying you. What is a jail sentence for an FBI agent if he tells an informant, if they say anything, that no one will help him? It can be attempted murder, obstruction, tampering, aiding and abetting crimes. What is a jail sentence? For a judge's friend to sign something. Same charges, and it's 20 to life in federal. No one could sign it. You get the money and the immunity for life for working the case and risking your life to get them information only. There's nothing else. Get the idea? Can't be in a corner. These people are lying. See, that's where we heard what she said. What is a jail sentence for a judge signing it? They can't sign it. These people lied. Oh, they were making fun of her because they knew she couldn't keep her mouth shut. Okay, I want you to listen to this. Now, think how just stupid you sounded. I called the FBI hotline. They said they walked right into an FBI office, admitted they were legally monitoring me, and already knew. And how they had drug confessions, of photoshopping, washing, their whole big scam, admitting how they're killing me, trying to kill me to the FBI. They should have been arrested on the spot. That agent went to Apostolic Church of Barberton, told over 300 people he knew I was being drugged, being raped, and didn't care because Strange called me a faker 15 years before that, and his medical malpractice medication errors that almost killed me. It made me sick before. I mean, my whole body swelled up, heart attack, seizures, thyroid, adrenal gland shutdown. I almost died. It took me 9 months to get well. It's a made-up baby lie to cover up. Tim and Katie thought I was following him, and Linda following her husband. Okay? So he told 300 people. He admits on a recorded line. He knows all this, including that they're trying to kill me. And he didn't even blame him for trying to kill me. Mocks me for everything. Makes me beg for my life. He even admitted he had him in his FBI office. He already knew. Okay? Then bullies me and makes me beg for my life, lets me informant, then threatens me. He's already admitted he's told he's been seen and telling hundreds. Then, what happened within a month or two of the case? Will found another way of making money off the case. He sold the login for $25 a pop. It went viral. By 19, I went to other states. People had it. It's on the net. Huh? Everybody in this area, teenagers, little kids, truck drivers, nurses, doctors, they all had it. If you didn't have it, it was rare. Different religions, different towns. I went into different states by 21. People had it. It's on the net. So where M13 is live streaming protected custody cases in the Witness Protection Program, well, who sold it to him? In 18, Will. Sold a government technology to monitor people. And all these thousands of people, Faith Family Church, 3,000 people, a lot of them had it. The Judge Peters group from Florida showed up there. And Dave's girlfriend, Michelle, announced herself. I still never even met her in person, just seen her. How she was with them. And how they were the ones hurting me and hurting me before. You know, I told my boss about Judge Peters and his group up at Faith Family Church in 19 or 20 when I started working for him. Told them all that they were up there, how they were breaking that where I had bruises and stuff. They had me drugged for fake confessions, photoshopped a washing in the shower. He's like, Karen, he said, I don't understand how a husband could ever do that to his wife, no matter what, or another person doing that to another human being. No matter what. I told him about those people up there in 19 or 20. Judge Peters got arrested in 22. His sister is a judge in Ohio. Okay? See, it didn't even matter what I say. I'd go into different places. People would say, hey, Karen, this, hey, Karen, that. When the case first started, people knew more than I did. Because they had me so drugged up there. These people admitted they hid in my house. I didn't know they were there. Would reach out and stab me real quick with an injection. I was like, ow. And time you look back, they have already dark back in the room. And hypnotic drugs and go out. And it's like, what, bit me or stung me? Sit down, take a drink. The room goes dizzy and black. Come out. I got orange, lemon, grapefruit-sized bruises, severely infected. The well water's orange. Here it only has rust and iron in it. And I thought it was toxic and killing me. I'm throwing up, dizzy, almost passing out. And I thought I had cancer from it. I'm going to doctor all the time, documenting all these injuries. Never seen or talked to anybody. And that's where they thought it was funny. Where they told them they had the right to drug me to get the truth out of me. Where they were drugging me and telling me to say horrible stuff I found out. By people I never seen or met in hypnotic drugs or sleepwalking. You can eat, cook, drink, drive a car, have sex. It's the perfect date rape drug. And the dangers of using it. You never form a memory. When it wears off, you got a metal taste in your mouth and you're horribly sick. And they use those kind of drugs on me. In 19, they were breaking a Faith Family Church. They had mind-controlling drugs. They finally came out in 25. They were hypnotic. You look them up, and they do cause that. And that they were taping in the bathroom. They photoshopped washing in the shower. These people made me so mad when that girl was yelling out that stupid stuff in Bell's store. Oh, she's me. You know, the Photoshop of washing in the shower. And it's already documented and verified it's Photoshopped. And I was drugged and told to say it before. It's already verified. All this is. You know, Rihanna, Super Bowl 2023, when she got up and did that raunchy dance in front of everybody, song's beautiful. Everybody was talking about, she's up there. Look at Michael Jackson, how he danced. You touch any part of your body with clothes on, it's not wrong. But I put it up there just to spite these nasty people. Photoshopping something like that. Some people showed up today. We seen that Rihanna's dance. These people are stupid saying a word to her. Bunch extortion group. That's where May 9th, 26, Myers and Alliance investigators. Tired of playing with this extortion group. The drug dealers aren't even showing up to help for us to get them. He said, I'm tired of that so-called attorney for children. The guy said, I looked up the credentials. He's no attorney for children. It's not even an attorney. It's just some guy Dave hired on his own. They think it's Dave's girlfriend's dad. It's that bad. Just saying he is. Oh. Get the idea. What is a jail sentence for an attorney if a husband hires him to set up button cameras in a private home to stalk his wife without her knowledge or consent? Disbarment immediately and up to 5 to 20 years. What is the same if a husband hires an attorney to set up body cameras in a home, stalking a wife without her knowledge or consent, taping in bathrooms, photoshopping like washing in the shower, having men break in, drug her up and tell her to say stuff and have her beat and raped under drugs. It's up to life in federal. And then how you can't take somebody else's constitutional rights away. Like investigators had set up in Akron, that a cult thought as a woman she had no rights. They thought they could do whatever they wanted to her. They can't. And these people ought to be ashamed and horrified. It's the drug cartel running a drug scam. That's why I was being drug beaten and raped. Nor did they have special permission from the police. The police didn't know about it. Dave hired these people on his own, I found out. And Dave had him do it. So I don't want to hear people's bullcrap. And going along with drug dealers running drug scams on people. Oh, people were laughing, or were not laughing today, but they were talking in Delroy, the Dollar General. That agent really can't tell her to say anything. It wasn't in a quarter. These people lied. He couldn't just take her money. Exactly. It's a scam. The FBI needs to pay me. Like these people said, he purposely didn't pay me to defraud me so they could get the case thrown out. And then any drug dealers got arrested, they could get them freed. See, that's where the FBI has to pay me. I never got that debit card with my name on it for working the case, and the government pays into it every month. Every case gets paid. And like they said last year, they either stand up for the case or we want it thrown out. He was defrauding the whole time. She's either paid informant, they stand up for the case, or we want it thrown out. He was defrauding her the whole time. He told on her for calling the FBI. He admitted on a recorded line. Everybody already knew. He bullies her, makes her beg for life, lists her informant, and then threatens her. And then he don't even have the authority to ask anybody to stay quiet. And then it's illegal. And then he didn't pay her and left her there. He's defrauding her the whole time. He can't use fraud either. She's either a paid informant, and they stand up for the case, or we want the surveillance thrown out and all those drug dealers released. See, that's what they're hoping for. Like they said, that agent didn't pay her on purpose, where they said they bribed him. And that one guy that told on me, he wasn't with the FBI within 3 or 4 months. And when I called down there, they said, Miss Hall, we're so sorry for everything. He's no longer with the FBI. We're so sorry about everything. Other agents showed up. And I lived through hell. I never got paid. And like they said, it's a legal loophole. They need to close it tight. And then the scam is over. I'm going to upload this.